Excuse me, sir. You need to have shoes on to be in here. It's for health and safety. What if you cut yourself or something falls on you?
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm fine. I've been doing this a long time. I know what I'm doing. And don't worry, I wouldn't dream of holding you responsible.
I'm sorry, sir. There are health regulations. It's intimidating. I can't allow you to come in here without your shoes on.
Excuse me? Health regulations? Okay, be very careful what you say next, because you've just admitted to ignorance of health regulations. And who knows which more serious ones you're also getting wrong. I may have to contact the authorities. As you can imagine, I've done my research on this. There are no health regulations requiring customers to wear any kind of footwear in places such as this. Listen, this really isn't about health and safety, is it? No, it's not. You're wearing a security uniform, so let's talk about security. By not wearing anything on my feet, I've actually got one less place where I might conceal anything that could be a threat to anyone in this building. I'm actually making your job a tiny bit easier, if anything. Security isn't about making sure I don't cut myself. It's about looking out for shoplifters. You probably just saw me and thought, oh, he's not wearing shoes, he's a bit different, he might steal something. Yes, you did. But now you've heard me speak and you may be thinking, oh, I don't know, this bloke can actually think of things to say. He seems quite ordinary. It's okay, I forgive you. There's a positive. Every minute you spend annoying me is one less minute you're going to spend harassing black people trying to do their shopping. So that's progress, isn't it? Oh, you still think this is about health and safety? Well, bless you for taking an interest. But you needn't worry. First of all, it's pretty safe. Yeah, it has to be. Otherwise, no one would dare bring their children in case they fall and hurt themselves or cut themselves or something falls on them. Presumably you're not stopping people from bringing their children in here. No? Good. Oh, good. That's as it should be. You can let parents take a certain amount of responsibility for their children's safety. And yes, you've guessed it. My feet are even easier to look after than children. They're attached to me. They don't have a mind of their own. They don't nag me about buying more sweets while I'm trying to look after their siblings. It's good, isn't it? Yeah, so I can take responsibility for that easily. Okay, but something might happen? Yes, it might. It's a good thing then that you don't allow anyone here with flip-flops on. Flip-flops don't shield you in any way from anything falling from above. They're also a complete liability. If you try to get out of the way of something, you could easily trip over. And of course, like any kind of shoe, they stop your skin developing properly on the bottom of your foot, so well, if you step on a sharp objects will go right through your average pair of sandals. Well, they'll carry straight into your tender skin on the bottom of your foot and give you a nasty cut. And people will step on it because when you wear shoes, you don't even watch where you're going. Oh, I see. You thought that people like me, people who go barefoot, don't pay attention either. Well, no, not at all. We pay lots of attention. It'd be really silly not to, and we basically watch where we're going. I understand your mistake now. But if you like, I can give you a demonstration of how I can actually walk right through broken glass. It's also a good thing you don't let people in here wearing high heels either. They could easily slip or trip up. They could wreck their ankles, do horrendous damage even, or tear their own skin with the straps or buckles of their shoes. Yes, you're right. I see now all the customers in here are dressed with clothing suitably protective for the construction industry. Oh, hang on a minute. Well, okay. Let's say that I'm careless and something actually happens. Say I don't watch where I'm going, and I hurt myself. What happens next? I sue you? You've got to be joking, right? Why would I want to? It's my own fault. I came in here without shoes. I knew the risks and I was careless. Why on earth would I blame you when you were good enough to let me come in here without making a fuss about my personal choices? But I'll humour you. Okay, let's say I did. Let's say I tried to sue you. But then what would my chances be? You, a whole business, me, an individual with a relatively simple life. Could I get anywhere with such a case? It would be laughed away. It would be clear that whatever happened would be my own fault for going in barefoot. Anything that wasn't my fault would be something that could easily happen to me whether I had shoes on or not. Such as the kinds of problems that I've described already. Flip-flops, high heels, all the things that you presume to be safe without a second thought. Okay, Okay, what if I actually win? Well, we're getting into ifs upon ifs upon ifs now, but okay, let's say I actually decide to sue you, and I actually win, after having actually hurt myself. What then? What would that achieve me? I don't know, a couple of £100 maybe, to cover a bit of missed work and a trip to the hospital. And with that, I'd also get a reputation as a troublemaker, and pretty much every shop in the country would be notified of this, and they'd have to make a shoes required policy to cover themselves in future. I'd bring about the very thing that I'm arguing against right now. What an idiot I'd be. I'm guessing that by now you've realised I'm a relatively ordinary person, not trying to cause any trouble or upset any of the customers here. That last bit's only true for one of us, by the way.